Hello, welcome to the this video. Just wanted to take a moment or two here to introduce a couple things we have going on that'll be launching here over the next few days to the next couple weeks. This is our first video coming out about our vlog channel. It's going to be part of the Pollitt-Verse. It's going to follow me and my kids around. In case some of you didn't know, I had a issue that happened a few weeks ago. Let's kind of start from the top. So at the beginning of July, I wasn't feeling too well. I went to hospital and found out I had pneumonia and it had gone septic. They decided to keep me for that week. Later on Thursday, I got released and was able to go home. And in doing so, felt pretty good over the weekend. Started to, recover, feeling better. Gonna get back on my feet. Sorry about that. Just trying to get everything adjusted here. And I could go back to work the following Monday. So that Sunday, I went and caught a movie with a couple of my buddies. I was feeling pretty good. Got through everything. And then late Sunday night, early Monday morning, I woke up at like 4:30 in the morning with something that felt like it shot me in the chest. And I had a little bit of pain in my chest and numbness in my arms. Lasted maybe 15-30 seconds, and then it was gone. It was enough to make me worry, but at the same time not. Like it was kind of here and there and gone. But the original pain that started just didn't go away. So I just couldn't get comfortable. Tried to go back to sleep, couldn't go back to sleep. Ended up just getting up, going to work. And once I got to work, felt pretty good. Was trying to catch up on emails from being off the previous week. And I just started to feel horrible again. So I told Caleb, a guy I worked with, said, man, I'm going to have to go back to the hospital. Like, I'm not really feeling well at all. And he caught my manager as he came out of a meeting and called an ambulance for me. They wouldn't let me leave. They called an ambulance. Got into ambulance. They gave me a couple nitro pills on the way over. Got to the hospital, and ER basically told me they couldn't really find anything. One of the doctors in the ER came to me and said, I'm going to keep you. We're going to admit you. We're on the stress test in the morning and kind of see if that leads us anywhere. Like, okay. Excuse me. So Tuesday, go to that morning. They take me down to the heart lab, I guess it's called. This is on the 18th. Went to do the stress test, completed all that. After the stress test, they came to me and said, well, we found a couple anomalies. We're going to do an angiogram. I think it's called a coronary angiogram. They take a camera and run it through your wrist or through an artery in your leg. Anyway, an artery in your leg to get into your heart and kind of take a peek around and see if there's anything going on there. So we went straight to that. During that procedure, the doctor had told me that he was going to stop, so he did not give me a heart attack, which is what I thought I heard. I still may have heard that. Once we got back to my room, he later come up and said that he had seen signs of a heart attack. And the weaker side of the heart that doesn't have any function, or well, doesn't affect any of the functions, there was scar tissue. So nothing had been affected, but there was that scar tissue there. And I had 3 major blockages. One of those was almost 100%. Kind of came out of nowhere. Looking back, I can kind of piece together and see that things were building up to that, just with the way I was feeling, periodically. Really not feeling good a lot of the time, feeling tired a lot of the time. A lot of the stuff that I was experiencing kind of makes sense now. And so I was kind of faced with a pretty big situation. They told me they would schedule it for the following Monday on the 24th, and they were going to keep me until then. So I'm sorry, that all happened on Monday, not Tuesday. That was Monday. Yeah, on Tuesday we did all that. I'm sorry. So later on Wednesday morning, well, I go through that whole week of just trying to figure out what's going on. Wednesday morning, I wake up to a nurse giving me some medicine, blood thinner, and through the IV, and I was like, what's this? And she was explaining to it and said, they usually start at a few hours or day or so before starting surgery. I was like, hold on a minute, they told me Monday. They're planning on Monday. And she's like, well, I think they're going to try to get you today. Surgeon team came up and said, oh yeah, we're gonna try to get you in this afternoon, and send me off to vein mapping. Where they do an ultrasound in your leg to find a vein that they can take. From my understanding, your leg has a couple extra veins, your legs, that are useful, but at the same time, they can be removed for this process, for a triple bypass. And so we go through that process, and when I come back to my room and settle down for a few moments, they actually said, well, we're going to hold off until Monday. We saw a little more blood flow, so we're kind of okay with waiting until Monday. So we go through the rest of the week petrified, honestly. If had a lot of things to reflect on and things to kind of worry about, and thinking about my kids. It was a big thing. Luckily, their mom was very good in helping with everything and taking care of them while I couldn't be at home, for them to be with me, so spent a lot of time with their mom, and she was very good at bringing them to see me and talk to me and call me on the phone. And we all talked a lot about talked with her about the situation, and she dealt with the kids while she was there. So couldn't be more thankful. So around comes the 24th. Around noon or so, they take me back for the surgery, around 1 o'clock, I'm sorry. Take me down to start prepping for surgery. From my understanding, this usually takes around 5 to 6 hours or so. I think it was around 1:30-ish when I called their mom and told her that they were taking me back for surgery. They called her, I think she said around 5, and said that I'd already out. Everything went really well, and was in recovery in ICU. I barely remember, uh, just kind of like a scene from a movie, like you're watching through the camera, like, my eyes open and it's blurry. I see two people standing at the foot of my bed, and then I hear one of the people say, cough, and we'll take it out. So I cough as they take the ventilator tube out, and then back out until, excuse me, I believe it was around 4 or 5 a.m. On Tuesday, 25th, and that's where they got me up in a chair, got me setting up and trying to get things going again. I had a great nursing staff there in the ICU. Surgeon team, they were all very nice and forthcoming with everything. Took care of me pretty well. Not gonna lie, the most painful part that I kind of had that after the surgery was the two tubes that went through my chest, which those are inserted to drain excess fluid off uh, from the lung and heart area where they're working on. So those tubes were just so uncomfortable. Like, it was hard to get comfortable, hard to sleep. Um, Later on Wednesday morning, they took one of those out. No, sorry, Tuesday afternoon they took one out. And Wednesday morning we took the second one out. When they took the second one out, I took my last pain pill, pain medicine, and went to sleep and slept pretty well. I woke up and those tubes gone. Like, it felt such a relief. So that was pretty good. And then Thursday they're like, "You ready to go home? We'll send you home." And like, hold on, seems a bit much, right? And my surgeon, told me, he's like, "Look, you're in pretty decent shape, except for literally having to go through this. Um, the only kind of major health issue I have, which I found out this October, uh, no, actually it was September this year. The September would be 2 years of finding out that I'm type 2 diabetic. So other than knowing that, I've never had any major health issue going on. So except for a little overweight, which, I mean, honestly, who isn't anymore these days? Um, it's no excuse, but I mean, that's the only really kind of health issue I had going on. It's like, honestly, with you being pretty healthy, you're, you're able to get out of here in 3 days. We're going to send you home. So after just some discussion with them, they ended up keeping me on until Friday uh, before they got me to go home. So that would have been the 21st. So I'm sorry, 28th. So since then, been home. Two older kids, Greg and Colton, took turns throughout, taking time with the week, staying with me to help me out, help make food, help me get medicine. Brother Noah is here, and he help take care of me as well, giving me medicine, taking care of insulin shots, slow insulin shots they wanted me to take over at night for a few months to try to get all that under control and better managed, I guess. So I went from 17 medications uh, morning and night. There was two medications that I had to take. I'm sorry, one medication I had to take 3 times a day, and one medicine I had to take 4 times a day for the whole first 2.5 weeks or so. The 3 and 4 meds also just became morning and night after that. And you can kind of see here my little medicine pile here, down to 8 medicines, not counting the insulin shot at night. So that would be 9 total. The last few months have been a challenge. Going from working paycheck to paycheck to still having my job but not having a paycheck, trying to get short-term disability approved took way too long. I was fortunate to have some help from church and family and friends to kind of keep me going along in this process while I'm healing to where I can get back to work. At my post-op both appointments, they're extremely happy with how things are going. Saw my cardiologist for the first time. They really happy with everything. They want me to do at least 2 weeks of cardio rehab before they'll release me to go back to work. That actually starts 1 week from today, 29th. I get to do my first session of cardio rehab. So yeah, it's been a rough few weeks, couple months. With all honesty, it's been a rough several years, the last few years. Since then, I'm got a plan that I need to get down in weight, get down to around 200 pounds is where they want me. So that's kind of my goal. I need to get more focused on. Unfortunately, I can't really do a whole lot of exercise right this moment. I can do some walking in my house, but they don't want me to get too hot. They don't want me to be outside when it's over 80 degrees while I'm healing through this process. I guess the heart sheds while it's trying to kind of compensate and keep the body cool, pumping blood. A little strenuous on the heart, so they want it as easy as pie as it can be so that it has time to heal. Which got a couple scars still from the tubes, and this nice, wonderful one. These are from the tubes. This is When You Under the Hood Maintenance Scar. Try to find a little humor in it and try to be understanding of what's going on. The seriousness, as well as realizing our time is not guaranteed. And the more time that we have with things that are important, like family, friends, that's the most important thing. So before all this, my kids and I had talked about starting the family vlog, and they decided to dub it the Pollitt-Verse. So in this Pollitt-Verse, we're gonna start with this, the vlog, where it's gonna kind of follow me on my progress of trying to get down those 50 pounds, and kind of medical updates, and also fun events that I get to go see and be a part of with my children when I can get out to do so. Which that should be coming soon. Weather's cooling down, get below that temperature, I'm gonna be there. So that's where we are now. Got some fall events coming up to where I'm not going to be able to dress up with the kids this year. Like always, you can kind of see here in the background, right there, is the old Proton pack. Last year's been putting on the flight suit and the pack and going trick-or-treating with the kids. So this kind of sets that back a little bit this year. So still get to go trick-or-treating, but just not fully dressed up with them. So they understand. Won't be that level with them this year. So fortunate to have four of the most wonderful children in the world, very understanding of all this, trying to be more understanding in how they behave, but they're still kids. They've been very, very mature and have handled this whole situation extremely well. I couldn't be more thankful that these are the kids that I have. So enough about the emotional and scary stuff, all toward the positive. So we're going to start this vlog channel. We're going to finally get to launch our paranormal podcast, and I'm going to take a little climb out on a limb and probably do a political podcast as well. So look for those things coming up soon. Very, very concerned about the direction our country's going in. For my kids, I want them to have a better country than what I grew up in. So we'll talk about events of the day and news stories and give my opinions and thought process on those. The paranormal side, look to coordinate with other people and talk about their experiences and how we can help move the field forward. Like Noah and I announced a couple years ago, starting of the Supernatural and Paranormal University. We wanted to get a lot of people on board with that. to start that direction to get a more unified approach from investigators across the board. So hopefully we can get that ball rolling again. And of course, follow this. Definitely appreciate it. So it'll be posted out on Facebook, Twitter / X, wherever we can post it at. We also have an Anchor channel. It's where the other two podcasts will be featured a lot. Vlog will be on our YouTube channel. We started a new YouTube channel for this. But we'll post it kind of on both for now, just to kind of get the ball rolling with it. So if you see this video, please like, share, subscribe, follow the journey. We appreciate it. And that's kind of the introduction to where all this is kind of coming from. So thank you very much. And until next time, we'll see you soon.